For game two, we're gonna have run it back same teams and Team Aquila.
Absolutely. And Team Aquila actually came in, I believe, actually, yeah, they are our very last team on our PR, while you have Right Swipe being around that, being just above them.
Yeah, Right Swipe is they're just right in the middle of the pack. Team Aquila still hasn't been able to pick up a win. I'm not too sure about today. Let me check if they won their first game. They did not. So hopefully they'll be able to pick up a win here. But we're ready for this exciting game. Just waiting for everybody to get ready in lobby.
Yep, it seems like we're waiting for the top laner. Seems like we're waiting for the top laner of the blue side to come back.
Yes.
All right, so everybody is R besides. Okay, I think everybody's R now. I think everybody is ready. And actually, correction on that, guys. We apologize. This is actually going to be running back same teams versus Aquila. Running back is actually middle of the pack, and Aquila is our very last PR team. Running down the blue side, which is going to be run it back, we have BW Hauf at top lane. In the jungle, we have E10 Re-Rob. In the mid lane, Saucy Monkey. In the bot lane, we have Delightful. And then you've also got his support, Coach Kirk. You know, respect to him. I used to do coaching.
And on the red side, we got Team Aquila. Top lane, we have Digital Monster. In jungle, we have DHG Shadow Frost. In mid lane, we have Holo and Ari, who Coil thinks is going to win MVP of the league. AD carry, we have Wild with a 1. And for support, we have Fire Streaks.
All right, so getting into these first phase bans, we see the Ari ban come out immediately. You guys know that Holo's never going to get that champion anyways. Renekton ban, going to be banned away from Digital Monster. Very strong pick. You know, he's able to do these 1v1s, and it seems like they're going to pick a tank top. So they're getting rid of that. Renekton does work out. The Thresh ban, just going to keep that away from Fire Streaks. Not going to let them get that strong bot laner, but Nautilus also being taken away from on the red side, which is a good ban because in that blue side, you can first pick Nautilus and flex him between mid and bot. Jarvan being banned away, good jungle ban. Seems like they're targeting E10 Re-Rob a little bit. His champ pool is kind of limited as far as I can see, and Darius being locked in for the red side. They're going to look to kill this Cho'Gath early and often.
What do you think about that Cho'Gath-Darius matchup?
I think that Cho'Gath, so the problem with the Cho'Gath-Darius matchup is that Cho'Gath is also a melee, and if you know anything about Darius, is that he feasts on melee champions. And the fact that Cho'Gath has to get close to CS, has to get into that lane and close to Darius, he's just going to get pulled in, slowed, queued, and he's going to lose every single trade. The only time Cho'Gath becomes more of a monster is in the late game, just because of how tanky he becomes. You've got Braum picked for, it seems like that's going to go in the bot lane. I hope it's going in the bot lane for Aquila, but you never know in this league. You had Darius jungle just a few weeks ago. But the Braum pick is pretty strong. Would like to see it matched up with maybe an Ashe, maybe a Kai'Sa, even Ezreal maybe. But then you have the Anivia, and it seems like we might get a Yuumi game, and Yuumi is locked in. Let's go. I love this champion. Been spamming her a lot in these normal games. Keep it out of my ranked games, guys. I don't want to see this stuff. Please, you don't know how to play these champions yet. But Yuumi, I definitely love experimenting with this champion. Definitely a really good pick. And Anivia just for that wave clear.
I think here Team Aquila is probably going to pinch the jungler even more with them picking up the Hecarim. And, they actually went for AD carry. Interesting.
And it seems like they're going to be targeting a little bit of this Delightful, and the AD carry pool is going to start shrinking down a little bit. We know Wild likes to play this Kai'Sa, but Delightful also likes to play the Kai'Sa, and it seems like they're just going to take that Riot off the board Neither team going to be able to pick their main AD carry pick. Would like to see this Braum maybe get matched with an Ezreal, maybe pick up a Jinx on the other side of the map with this Yumi, either a Jinx or a Jin, because Yumi works very well with these hyper carry, 80 carries that can snowball early and get going in the late game and eventually just become huge monsters. Nico being banned away, going to take away a little bit of that team fight. We'll see what gets picked here on red side. They're going to look to most likely get mid lane that counter pick.
Yeah, I think they're going to pick 80 carry here due to the shrinking 80 carry pool with the 3 bans already.
Absolutely. And Ezreal. And there's the Ezreal. Now, I like this pick because Braum and Ezreal work together very well. Braum hits the slow, Ezreal gets a few klepto packs off, and then they get that stun off. And, you know, Braum is just a very good champion with Ezreal, allows him to stay even more safe than he already is, but also has that aggressive side to him. Now, we'll see what happens on the blue side. They're flashing Varus, flashing Lucian, and they're going to pick the Varus. Now, I do like the Varus pick. You know, it seems like they're going really team fight oriented. We'll see what they lock in the jungle. I'm expecting to see something of like a Rek'Sai, maybe a Sejuani. We'll see. And a Xin Zhao
into Hecarim.
Xin Zhao is an interesting pick. I haven't seen this champion in a while since he got nerfed, but maybe they have something and they have some knowledge that I don't know about. Would like to see the Syndra come out on the side of Aquila, but they're flashing this Talia as well, and Syndra is locked in.
Okay, so the mid lane we have the Syndra Nivea matchup. The scaling is really, really, really good on both teams, actually.
Yes, it is. You know, this Cho'Gath is going to infinitely scale, just because that's how Cho'Gath works with his R and everything. But Darius is also a little bit of a scaling monster, especially if he gets snowballing early. Expect to see this Hecarim mid and top a lot. As far as ganking that bot lane, you know, you wanna have it to where this Yumi and this Varus do not become hyper carry issues. Think of Yumi almost like Lulu with a Varus. She's able to peel him off. She's able to keep him alive, and she's also able to give him that shield because of her passive. She sets up really easy routes for him because of her R, you know, and running through Yumi is just a really, you know, she's such a unique champion that she can allow Varus to hit a lot of his different things. The Q can help him hit his Q. The R can help him hit his R. You know, there's a lot of different things with this Yumi, and being able to keep him alive is also a big thing because he is going to be a late game team fight monster.
Yeah, I think if the Hecarim is able to get onto the Varus and kill him during team fights, then the team fights will be going towards Team Aquila's favor. But if they're able to peel the Varus with the Nivea ult and the silence from Cho'Gath and the Yumi ult and the Varus ult, and they're able to pick up some kills on the front line of Team Aquila, like if the Darius or the Hecarim start to go down, then team fights will start going in the favor of running back same teams.
Absolutely. And, you know, I'm expecting to see this Xin Zhao try to keep this Hecarim on his toes, or as I should say, on his hooves, boys, because this Xin Zhao needs to fight this Hecarim, needs to make sure that this Hecarim does not gain complete control of the map. You can see they have triple TP. Syndra is running Smite to get that Runic Echoes, which is very interesting. I do like how that is happening right now, but it gives me bad memories of the Runeglaive days where Ezreal would go mid lane, take the Runeglaive, and one-shot you because he eat and double.
Yeah, I remember when Ziggs used to do that too. And they used to just insta-clear Raptor camps. Oh, man.
Yeah, and you know what's actually really weird about today is that we're not seeing too many Zoes inside of this league. Maybe Zoe has fallen out of priority for a few of these teams. I still think that she is a really strong pick, but the Anivia coming in is going to allow a lot of wave clear, going to make sure that this Syndra does not get her roams off that she needs to have. Maybe if Hecarim comes mid, he'll be able to break out this Syndra and make her and have her be able to roam. But as of right now, I see this Anivia just keeping her in the mid lane.
Yeah, I agree. Excited to see how these team fights are going to go. I think bot lane should be pretty straightforward. They're just going to try to farm it out, I'm assuming, on both sides. It all depends on if Brom's able to hit any Qs or any stacks onto the Varus with the Yumi on him. But besides that, I think both Varus and Ezreal want to just scale.
Yep, and don't expect to see too many kills coming out of this bot lane just because of how Yumi works. She heals for a lot of damage when she gets her Athene's Unholy Grail, which is usually what people are going right now. But also, don't be surprised if one team gets an early kill to see that kill snowball in the bot lane as well.
Yeah.
Varus is a monster whenever he's snowballing.
I agree. I think majority of this game is going to be jungle focused for the early to mid game. To see if we're going to see if Xin Zhao or Hakron can take control of the map and get their team a mid game lead and hopefully snowball into a victory.
Absolutely, and Xin Zhao is known for a little bit of an earlier spike than this Hecarim. Hecarim is still strong early just because of his gank presence and his W being able to heal him up. He takes Conqueror now, which makes it really easy for him to make his health back. But I think that the 2v2 probably goes into the Xin Zhao and Anivia's favor. That's going to surprise a few people. But believe it or not, Anivia does some pretty decent damage. We saw Froggen rip it out on the LCS stage, and it seemed like it did a very good job. It's a pretty solid it's a pretty solid blind pick in my opinion. But it looks like we're about to jump into this game.
Yeah.
And on the red side, you've got impact players. Aquila needs to start getting this going, and what better way to do that than to take down run it back same teams. Taking down a middle of the pack team might not seem that impressive to these top teams, but to a bottom team, if they're able to do that, they're able to snowball their way back up into these standings and maybe start to make a little bit of more of a name for themselves. Expect Holo and Ari to be probably the main resource hog in this game for Aquila, and expect Delightful to be farmed up and ready to go because they want to get Delightful ahead. They want to make sure that this Varus is absolutely huge. So I'm actually really excited to see how this goes, and it seems like we have a 5-point going.
I agree. Standard 5-point start from both teams.
No good invades from both teams. I mean, maybe the Braum if he gets, a lucky Q, but they're just going to 5-point, just going to keep it safe. Ezreal standing down there, going to look to try to get at least one Q onto this Yumi. Not going to find anything, though. Syndra doing a little bit of a circle dance for us.
So I think both teams are going to start bottom side. Hecarim's opting to not start with the Braum leash. Interesting.
A little bit of poke going down onto the center there, nothing too serious. Hecarim starting top side. You don't usually see this. You'd like to see your Hecarim start that blue so he can spam that Q a lot, but maybe he knows something that I don't know. I don't play Hecarim, so.
Bot lane sitting here for that cheese in the brush.
Ooh, and this could be interesting. They do have a ward on them actually, and it looks like they already know they're going to be slowed. Xin Zhao going to look to get on them, probably has his E ready. Not going to get anything out of it. That was a really smart ward by the blue side.
That should have given Run It Back teams some more information on where Hecarim started.
Absolutely. They should know that this Hecarim is up on the top side. Just a little bit of trading going on in the bot lane here, nothing too serious. It looks like Braum is going to drop to half health. Would like to see him pop a health pot here soon. But he might just heal up from these relic stacks. And you guys can already see how Yumi works in this bot lane. She likes to get a lot of damage down. And believe it or not, everybody was memeing her because she didn't do damage. Well, guess what, baby? She does a lot of damage now after those buffs. So be ready to see this Yumi do more damage than this Varus inside of the lane.
Yeah, she's really taking control of the lane.
And you can see Ezreal is a little bit low. He has to be careful. If this Yumi continues to poke him down, he could die to a Varus WQ. And you can see Cho'Gath has to stand back away from the minions. I would like to see Darius not push this wave in, but he is continuing to shove. It looks like the Varus is going to get one auto onto the Ezreal, not going to look to get anything else. Braum put up his shield to try to block that damage.
It looks like we have a gank going off in the top lane, or he's turning around.
Yep, and that wave is absolutely gigantic towards that Cho'Gath. Ezreal is actually really low now. He had to pop both of his pots, and it looks like they're just going to take control of this bot side. This Hecarim going to look to just get control of the bot side jungle of this Xin Zhao. They know where Xin Zhao is at this point because he did show, and he's still showing on a ward. Xin Zhao going to look to just go back into his jungle, his topside jungle. He's going to fall behind a little bit in CS to this Hecarim. Expect this Hecarim to try to live in the AoE camps. And it looks like Hecarim's actually setting up for a bot lane gank right now. We'll see how this goes. I don't think that the bot lane of Run It Back are expecting this, and Hecarim does get off that E. Now we will see Braum lands the Q onto the Varus. The Varus is stunned up, and he might actually die here. He does hail. Ooh, and Ezreal fails the flash. If he would have hit that Q, it would have been a kill, but he fails the flash. Able to get the heal and the flash out of the Varus and the Yuumi. And the flash comes out of the Ezreal. Now, that was a pretty solid gank by the Hecarim. They did not know that he ran into their bot side jungle, and Xin Zhao had no chance of being down there. Pretty solid look by DHG Shadow Frost.
The Varus TP'd back with Yuumi. It's a very interesting mechanic how Yuumi can just attach to the Varus as he TP's back.
Yep, and Yuumi actually kind of works like Rakan, and it looks like Darius is going to look to get a little bit of trade here. Hits the Q onto the Cho'Gath, but he will win the overall fight. And I don't know why he didn't stay in there. He had the minions, and Cho'Gath was nowhere near level 6, but he wins that trade anyways. Yeah, pretty much Yuumi acts like Rakan in a way. And Rakan, people are making some jokes that Rakan was just the beta for Yuumi because, Rakan can back with Xayah, but it's true that she does take away, and it seems like Hecarim's just going to get a gank off here. Hits the E, not going to get much more. Anivia just going to hit the Flash Frost onto Hecarim.
Hecarim's burning some flashes throughout the map. Let's see if he can make some return ganks and make some kills happen for Team Aquila.
Absolutely, and it seems like Syndra is going to look to back off of this wave. She wants to get some items so that she can do more damage to this Anivia. Anivia picks up a tear on her back, and now they're pinging to try to see where Hecarim is. They ping correctly. They ping at that, and it seems like this is Xin Zhao that is pinging for that Rift Sculler. And they do see a ward go down inside of their bot side jungle. Going to look to be a little bit more cautious, probably. Yep. And you can see now the Anivia has activated, boys. There's no way the Syndra's getting out of this lane. Anivia activates the R, makes sure that Syndra stays inside of this lane, and they're going to clear out this control ward. Ooh, and they just canceled the auto. They're not going to be able to get that control ward out. Saw the Anivia roaming down. Cho'Gath's going to do a little bit of a trade-off with that Feral Scream and the spikes. Not much else going to happen. Xin Zhao looking to make a gank happen. Yuumi does land that Q. She jumps to Xin Zhao, going to give him a little bit of a speed up. Unfortunately, Braum fails that E. He wasn't able to get the shield up to actually block the damage. And it looks like Darius is coming down. Darius pulls the Xin Zhao back in. Double TP coming down. Darius has to flash out. Will they get anything else out of this? It looks like they're going to try to get the spikes up on Darius, and Darius might die here. Darius is going to get chopped, and it's a big first blood out of that Cho'Gath. Really, you see the advantage of that double TP comp coming in. They did not see both TPs coming in, I'm going to guess, and the Darius was just not able to get out.
Yeah, they had prior knowledge to where Hecarim was, so they had the security and confidence to go for that play. It was a great reaction from both Anivia and Cho'Gath, and on running back, same teams.
Absolutely. And you can see Yumi still just landing out this poke damage, trying to get this team, this bot lane of Wild and Fire Streaks out of the bot lane. But you can see the gold is still relatively the same, and most of that is because of the lead inside of the mid lane. You've got a 100 gold lead right now for the Syndra. And the Hecarim is here, but this is a counter gank. And Varus lands the R, gonna look to kill this Hecarim, and they're gonna find the kill on the Hecarim. Very good counter gank out of the Xin Zhao. They had vision of the Hecarim. I don't know what he was doing going in there, but it looks like Darius is gonna look to make a trade up on the top side. Not gonna get much out of it. He won't be able to E him back in. He's gonna look to E him back in, not gonna find it. Syndra hits the R, Unleash Power, gonna go off. And Feral Scream from the spikes. You've seen this combo a million times out of a Cho'Gath. And just going to look to clear this wave. Maybe Darius goes back in here. Darius is going to pull in that Cho'Gath. Going to get a few more trades in. Not going to land the Q. He's not going to do enough damage to be able to get... He's not going to be able to get those enough stacks to get that Q or get the R true damage out.
I think Team Aquila thought that that Varus had used his Chain of Corruption in that TP play, but he still had it, so he was able to turn that gank and back run into a free kill.
And Darius going to look to go back in on this Cho'Gath. He does want to get those full stacks. He's not going to be able to dodge the spikes. Does not keep going. I don't believe he has enough mana for his R. He's going to look to try to kill this Cho'Gath. He's not going to get close enough. Xin Zhao just going to drop him. And you can see Xin Zhao is making it happen right now. This Hecarim was burning flashes earlier, but this Xin Zhao says, who cares about your burnt flashes? I'm going to take these kills, baby.
Yeah. And that was really great restraint from the Cho'Gath not stepping forward to try to just feast the Darius and get the kill. He knew his jungler was coming, and he didn't want to risk giving up the 1-for-1.
Now, if we're looking at our situations here, Darius is falling behind a little bit. He's 0-2-0 right now, and Cho'Gath is 1-0-1. Expect this Cho'Gath to get super tanky, super quick. And then also, you know, you've got this Varus getting a little bit of a lead on this Ezreal in the bot lane. Ezreal keeping up just because of the Klepto. The mid lane seems to be just going even, but this jungle is now getting a little bit of... The Xin Zhao is now getting just a bit ahead. The Ezreal ult coming through the mid lane. I don't know what that Ezreal ult was going to do.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
And Chain of Corruption lands onto the Ezreal. This should be an easy cleanup for this Varus. Gonna flash out, gonna use the E. Arcane Shift into the flash, and he is gonna get out, but just barely. Very aggressive look out of this Varus.
I think if they had a little bit better communication with the Yuumi. If the Yuumi was on the Varus when he flashed forward, Ezreal would have been CC'd instantly from Varus ult into Yuumi ult, and we would have free kill.
Absolutely. But also, and it looks like Xin Zhao is going to try to make another gank happen. Ooh, Syndra burns a flash. That's just going to be a flash, and they're going to get out. Okay, now we can go over a little bit of this Yuumi interaction because we love that champion a lot. Shout out to everybody in solo queue right now. Okay, Braum is just going to look up to try to get a little bit of CS. But Yuumi actually tanks turret if she hits any abilities. So if you see the Yuumi hop off real quick of Varus, if she hits an ability underneath turret, it's because she does not want to continue tanking that because she dies extremely quickly. She has no health bar, essentially. And Anivia looking to get this little bit of a trade down onto this Syndra. Syndra going to look to try to maybe hit that Dark Sphere, not going to hit it. And Darius is just going to continue shoving in this Cho'Gath. Darius looking to trade with the Cho'Gath. Going to miss the spikes, actually. And Darius pulling him in. Going to look to get this Q off. Hits the Q. He's not doing a lot of damage, and he will back off. And Darius just getting a few of these trades, but not winning them because he's not going to continue going for it. And I think this Darius is now just looking for a way to kill this Cho'Gath, but he's scared of the speed. He's scared of the feast. And Cho'Gath's going to heal up because of his passive. Another Ezreal ult towards the dragon, just going to check it. They know that they're on it, and this should just be a pretty easy dragon for the side of Run It Back, same teams. Braum goes for the steal. Going to hit the Chain of Corruption onto the Ezreal. Ezreal has no flash this time. Arcane Shift already used. And Ezreal going to drop.
That was the interaction I was talking about earlier.
Yep. And then Darius is looking to trade onto this Cho'Gath. He's not going to be able to kill him. And Cho'Gath still has Feast, not going to be able to land the Q with that. And Hecarim maybe looking to go towards the mid lane. We don't know until he starts making his way there. He's done a full wraparound. It looks like he is going to go towards this mid lane. Going to look to get a gank onto the Anivia. Anivia going to pass through the bottom side jungle of Aquila. And just going to go straight over with the R. Hits it and everything. They're going to continue to go. And Anivia is going to stay up because of that Yuumi. Very clutch Yuumi in there. Ooh, not gonna hit the Q onto the prowling. I believe that's called prowling projectile. Her Q is, but not gonna be able to land that. You know, the bot side has already gone down. That means all 5 plates have went over to the bot side of this run it back same teams. All right, so if we're looking at the game state right now, Varus is currently ahead of this Ezreal by almost 1.2k gold. He's going to TP onto the map. They're going to lane swap, and this is actually OPAF, boys, because he is able to get the immediate rotation over because the Yuumi can take heal for him. He doesn't have to worry about having that summoner. He can just straight TP over to the top side, and they're going to look to get another turret for this bot side. Nice bit of poke onto the Darius. Ezreal is just pushing a little bit. Ezreal staying in the bot side. I don't know why he hasn't reset yet. He needs to just reset. They don't have the bot lane turret, so there is no pressure if they do push in. But now this Braum is going to be caught out. He's not going to be able to jump anywhere. Chain of Corruption comes down, and the piercing arrow from Varus cleans it up. Varus is absolutely huge. And like we said before this game, you want to get this Varus ahead early. This Varus is absolutely ahead. Almost 2k gold at this point on this Ezreal. And this is not looking good for the side of Aquila. And now they're just going to look to get this turret down for the side of Run It Back. Same teams. Run It Back gets another bit of gold onto this Varus. And he is looking absolutely horrifying for Aquila. And Darius can no longer kill this Cho'Gath easily. Cho'Gath with the Righteous Glory, with the Merc Treads, not going to be able to get slowed very long, not going to be able to get pulled for very long either. And it looks like Aquila might try to make a play mid lane here. They get a little bit of, they get a Braum stack onto the Anivia, just going to get a little bit of trade back. Nice ward check by the Braum. And you can see Yuumi has gone for the Athene's Unholy Grail. Might not have had enough gold for any other items because he needed to pick up the Dark Seal. But that is a fine item for Yuumi. She does not usually die because she's just attached to her 80 carry the entire time. The Varus is now up almost 2k gold. The Cho'Gath is up at 1k gold. You know, everybody basically consistently around the board, everybody is up about 1k gold on their counterpart. And it looks like Anivia is going to look to get a little bit of CC down onto this Braum. Not going to find it. Ezreal ults down the mid lane. Ezreal just looking to clear this wave. He does. He needs to clear this wave. He cannot. And they're just going to lose this mid lane tier 1. Looks like, actually, they're going to go onto the Varus. They're going to look to go on the Braum. Chain of Corruption lands. And they're just going to continue pushing this. Syndra hits the Scatter the Weak onto the Xin Zhao. Not going to find anything, though. And this is looking disastrous for Aquila. They're not going to be able to make this game back up. And this is actually looking really bad right now. They need to find something. They need to find a way back into this game, or else this is just going to be unbearably hard for them to win. And you've got the Darius maybe looking to do something here. They don't know what they want to do.
I really like how the Varus is making a lot of aggressive plays with his ult. He's not waiting for the Hecarim to jump on him. He's just looking for picks to help snowball their team comp.
Absolutely. And you know, this Varus being as far ahead as he is, he's actually just going to command the entire map. It doesn't care if you have the Syndra push up onto him. He doesn't care about that. He's going to make the play decision. And it looks like they're just going to go in on the Darius here. Going to miss the prowling projectile, but it does not matter. The Pharaoh screen coming out, the spikes coming out, and the feast coming out on that Darius. They're going to pick up the Infernal Drake as well without even the jungler there. Braum is in a kind of sticky situation, going to get out. Prime projectile, not going to find its mark. And it looks like she's going to look for a prime projectile onto the Ezreal, going to land it. Another one coming out, going to hit the Ezreal, and you can see that Ezreal is getting poked down just because of how much damage Yuumi does do. And now they do back. They're going to come back onto the map eventually. Varus is leaving the Yuumi. And you can actually see, if you check, Yuumi is not building boots. The reason why Yuumi does not build boots is because she does not need them. She doesn't walk on her own. She doesn't need to care about boots. She doesn't need that move speed. All she needs is more healing ability and more damage inside of her kit. Think of her almost like a Sona, except without a... Well, think of her almost like Sona without boots. Think of her as like a Cassio Sona, okay? And at this point, Cho'Gath sitting on that Righteous Glory, and Darius sitting on a Black Cleaver. Ezreal has not finished his Frozen Gauntlet yet. Is stacking the Muramana, or the Mana Immunity. Looks like he's almost fully stacked into the Muramana. Now this Hecarim is up in farm on the Zenzal, but he's not up in much else. And they're just looking to clear out some wards. Aquila working as a team to clear out some of these wards. They don't have any turrets down currently, and they're getting their mid-tier 2 pushed in. And Scout of the Week does land onto the Varus. And Darius looked to get a pull there onto the Varus. If he would have landed that, that might have been a good fight for Aquila. They might have won that. And they're going to drop Rift Herald down on this mid lane turret. Holo and Ari tried to make the difference, tried to get that Rift Herald canceled. And Chain of Corruption going to land onto the Braum. Braum going to throw out the shield immediately. Zenzao in the back of the fight. And you can see Zenzao made the difference in the back line, but this Hecarim does drop the Zenzao. Ooh, and Varus almost gets the kill with that piercing arrow. Gonna find Flash Frost onto the Ezreal. Prowling Projectile does hit the Ezreal as well. Not gonna find the spikes. They're not gonna continue chasing the Ezreal. Varus gonna look to land the piercing arrow. Not gonna find it. Prowling Projectile coming out. Not gonna find the target. And you are gonna see this inhib fall at 20 minutes. And with the middle inhib down, this is actually disastrous, because now what can happen here is they can finally put this Cho'Gath into a side lane. Darius cannot match this Cho'Gath at this point. He is too tanky. He will not die fast enough. And with Feast being available, those two ults being true damage, I think that Cho'Gath wins out every single time. Syndra cannot match this. You know, Syndra is supposed to be their main damage source right now to kill this Varus. I don't think she can even come close to one-shotting him. He is too big right now. He's got 2 items, and, you know, he's looking to complete a 3rd here soon. Gonna pick up that red buff. And let's see. We're just setting up around different objectives. It seems like red side is going to look to walk into their jungle, try to clear out some of these wards, and get a ward down onto Baron. Yuumi is going to look to just clear these wards out that they just placed down. Just going to place a little control ward in there. Going to find that ward. Not going to clear it out. Smart decision. No need to clear that out right now. And you can see Cho'Gath is going to go to the bot side. They do have the TP on him. They're probably going to send Darius down to also match that split. Flying projectile. Not going to find any victims. Braum is going to look to try to hit the Q. Not going to find it. And you can see absolute vision control right now on the side of Run It Back Gaming. And they're going to look for this Braum. Braum has no targets to jump to. Just going to walk away. And it seems like they're positioning for Baron. Now, this is the most dangerous part. So this is completely dangerous on the side of Aquila. They have to They have to basically, and Chain of Corruption actually misses. Flash Frost gonna find its way. Varus almost loses almost all of his health from that one scat of the week. He's gonna flash in. He's gonna find the kill onto the Braum. He's not there in the fight though. This is very dangerous actually. Run it back and not take these fights that much. And you can see Darius is just split pushing down on the bot side. Varus was taken out of that fight very early by the scout of the week. Went to chase the Braum. Don't know why he did that. He could have just turned around, made that fight the thing. You know, him missing, I think that's his first Chain of Corruption that's missed all game. So I won't mess up with him that much. But, you know, him being out of that fight early really affected that fight. That was kind of positive in the side of Aquila. At least they know they can do the damage to try to kill this Varus, and they now know that they can take these guys on. They're waiting for the Cho'Gath piece to come up, and Ezreal is just a little bit too late on that R. Now that was relatively safe for Run It Back to grab, just because that Hecarim did die, and the Ezreal ult does not do near enough damage to take that away from the Cho'Gath. Now we see they're just clearing out those super minions. Got to do that. Darius, they look like they're trying to send a lot down there. Not going to find them. Syndra just going to look to split push. Try to get some more CS. It's so hard to get CS in this situation if you're on Team Aquila. They do not have the waves crashing. All the waves are pushing out besides mid lane. Syndra's still on that top side. Might get answered. Not going to find anything. They do get their first turret also off of that. So it is a little bit of a win there for Team Aquila, but not enough to keep them inside of this game. I think that it's still looking very dire for them. And Cho'Gath, he's a very big boy. He's got a little bitty cat on him, but this cat can make all the world's difference. Cho'Gath clears out all the wards for the cat. Now we're going to see Anivia just shove this mid lane in. There are no neutral objectives right now, so you know they're looking for this turret down here. Varus is making his way up through the bot lane. If you're going to fight now, Team Aquila, you have to fight right now, or else that Varus is going to get here and he's going to turn the tides. And Yuumi pathing really dangerously, could have been caught by that Scout of the Week and dead, but could not find it. Chain of Corruption going to land onto the Braum. Braum throws the E up. Going to hit the ult. Xin Zhao immediately goes in with the E flash. Going to find his targets, but not going to be able to lay down the damage that he needed. Varus is going to be autoing in the backside. Going to hit the Chain of Corruption. Going to hit the piercing arrow. And Prowling Projectile is going to find its way onto the Ezreal. Not going to look to continue with that. Just going to get this turret. Going to look to get the inhib now. Holo and Ari has to back off, but got a double kill in that fight. And it seems like Varus is just going to clear out a bunch of these minions, going to grab 2 inhibitors. An ult comes out from the Ezreal, not going to find any targets. Are they going to look to push it in this game? Prowling Projectile finds his way onto the Ezreal. Big scatter of the week from the Syndra. Going to find a target, going to force the heal out, going to force out some zoomies. And Ezreal has to back up or else he's going to die to this Varus piercing arrow. And you can see Aquila does damage. They just cannot find the damage on the right targets. Definitely a really aggressive play there by the Xin Zhao. I do like it, but he was not able to get the carries back in there. He was only able to send forward a Darius who had other plans and decided to get a kill. Now they're going to look to get maybe a pick off on this Varus. Not going to find the pull onto the Varus. And the Varus just going to back up. And right now, Delightful is absolutely gigantic. He has a 3K gold lead on his opposing carry. You know, whenever you see a lead like this, it's crazy. And the support, Yuumi, actually has more gold than the Ezreal right now. And Ezreal has Klepto. This is insane. You know, this is a big gold lead for the side of Run It Back same teams. On the other hand, though, Aquila is trying to get back into this game, but I don't see a way that they can get back into it. I think that they just slow lose this game unless they find a miracle fight, which, you know, possibly they could. Okay. We're going to find that this Anivia is about to get her blue buff. Going to be able to spam a lot of those abilities. Yuumi is clearing out some vision. you see that the team Aquila have to stick back inside of their base. They don't have the wardage. They don't have the knowledge. They don't know anything about what's going on outside of their base. They only know that they're losing all of their wards. Pinging missing over by the Baron pit. And they have to clear out these super minions or else they're not going to be able to push out of base at all. Darius sitting in a really good sit. And actually they find the and Cho'Gath and they hit the blast cone. They're going to be able to pick up this Cho'Gath as well. Not going to look for it. Chain of Corruption misses. And Cho'Gath looks to fall. Actually, a really good Anivia ult. Darius finds the kill with that Noxian Guillotine. And actually, with the way that Run It Back had just played that was actually poor play out of Run It Back. They should know that they can't face check like that. And as far as that Blast Cone play, whoever hit that Blast Cone, you're insane, dude. You hit whenever they hit the Blast Cone, they sent the Cho'Gath in, they sent the Yuumi in on top of the Cho'Gath, so that just becomes an automatic double kill, and the Yuumi was not able to get onto this Cho'Gath to heal him long enough. Chain of Corruption missed. You know, we're seeing this team, Run It Back Gaming, we're seeing them play a lot less aggressive. They are taking the foot off of the gas pedal, and this might come back to haunt them. We don't know. They still have a massive gold lead, but this could come back to haunt them that they are not playing aggressive anymore. Just going to clear out some wardage. Rom going to go ahead and walk with this Darius. Smart decision. You should never walk alone in the jungle. Always have your jungle buddy ready. And they're going to find that there is a control ward inside of that Baron pit. They've got some pretty nice wardage around that Baron. And they're going to clear out this jungle. They're going to clear out the rest of that control wardage. Run It Back, going to make an immediate run back over to the Baron pit. It seems like Aquila has to back to clear these super minions. Having 2 super minion waves clash into the base would immediately mean, and Yuumi actually face checking into that brush, and it seems like they're pinching down onto the Syndra a little bit. Not gonna find their target. Syndra looking for the scout of the week, not gonna find it. And just a minor reset out of Aquila. Need to get back onto the map. Hecarim needs to sprint his way back onto this map. And they're gonna look to melt it down. They do not have a control ward on this, so they do know that what the health is. And Syndra flashes in, not gonna find it. She is going to look to get a little bit of damage down with the Unleashed power. Not going to find anything. And it seems like with that Syndra down, they might just lose this game. Varus backing, just going to TP onto a minion most likely. Varus is just looking for his opportunity to flash into, or to teleport in back onto the map. Looking for his perfect opportunity, not going to find it right now. He's going to TP. He's TPing actually right on top, and he knows this is safe because they do not have Syndra. If they had Syndra, this would be a little bit less safe. Ezreal going to go ahead and fire off the ult there. Varus just walking around, has that GA now. If he does go down, he's going to be able to revive back onto the map. Anivia still has passive, so she's not going to die immediately. And they're just going to stand with this cannon minion, make sure that it gets a little bit of poke onto the turret. Not going to find that spike. Winter Storm and a big scatter of the week onto the Varus. Not going to find a kill. Darius with a triple pull. And are they going to pick up the kill onto the Varus? They need to get this Varus down. They get the Varus down. They're looking to keep it to this team fight. Big heal off of that. And will the Varus go down? He will not go down. He's just going to continue getting healed by this Yuumi. And it looks like this is going to be the game. Yuumi keeps her Varus alive. Polo and Ari is the only person still up. Gonna be found by the prowling projectile. Might not be able to get back onto the base. She is gonna be... Oh, and she goes down. Varus finds the kill. Big quadra kill at the end of the game. And that is game. This Varus was way too big. They could not fight. They found the pick onto him. The Scout of the Week was good, but there was just no way for them to win that fight with how fed everybody on the other team was.
Yeah, I think that was the best fight they were going to get.
And that game shows you the power of the Yuumi. This Yuumi kept that Varus alive in that last fight. Now, granted, Varus did have TP or did have flash in that fight, but at the same time, Varus was down and in GA. He could have easily died. in that last team fight and had it turn around. Now, if we look at the gold graphs right now, you can see that actually Darius kept in this game pretty well. Where most of the leads came from was everywhere else. You know, if you look at damage charts, you're going to see this Varus tipping the scales. 21k damage. The Yumi doing some decent damage as well. You know, it really just comes down to this Varus getting way too ahead. And, you know, I hate saying it, but I got to keep giving it to these 80 carries. These 80 carries right now, this league must be stacked with 80 carries because they are just making it happen. You know, good effort by Team Aquila. I think that they showed a little bit of promise there at the end. They just need to clean up that early game. If they can clean up that early game, I'm sure that they can make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they did show signs of life towards the end of the game. They were trying to come back, especially that last team fight. But unfortunately, like you said, the Varus was too big, and nothing could be done.
Nothing could be done, and you're absolutely correct about that. You know, watching this game, it was definitely a well played by Aquila. They tried their hardest. They made sure that they knew what they needed to do. It's just that they weren't able to execute in that early game. They lost the early game. That Varus just kept getting ahead and ahead and ahead, was playing very aggressively. And you actually saw there from Run It Back, they stopped putting they stopped putting the pedal to the metal. And that actually kind of costed them. They could have ended this game way earlier, but they decided to let off the gas a little bit, tried to keep it going on a slower pace, and it worked in the favor of Aquila. But I think that now that they know, you know, if we get this massive gold lead, we should just continue stepping on the neck. They're going to continue doing that. And I think that this team is very, very good. I think that Run It Back have the chance of contending for the title. And that actually will do it for the games today, guys. You know, today this was the OEL Gold Plat League. Please come back tomorrow to come see the Diamond Plus League. I'm sure that we're going to have some pretty exciting games over there as well. You know, but you know, signing off for me, Coil, and also for Ivar. Quick shout out to everybody that has been watching the stream. You know, you guys are making this happen, and we're doing this all for you. You know. So, you know, keep up with it. If you guys want to see extra videos or anything like that, please go to our YouTube. We do post on that with our VODs so that you guys can keep a track of what's going on with those games. Other than that, Ivar, do you have any closing statements?
No, just big thanks to Koyo for really holding it down today in solo casting. Unfortunately, Princeton had some technical difficulties with the League of Legends client not loading up the spec tape, but he did a really good job, so thank you for that. Also, if everybody, please check out our social medias, our Twitters, and linked in the description of our Twitch. And also, we do have a sub button now, so if you're interested, please drop those subs, those Twitch primes. We do appreciate all the support. And we'll be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern with the week 3 of the Diamond Plus League.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a good night.